All right, hello and welcome back to Nancy Drew and the Sea of Darkness. We're going to go around and get acquainted with some people here. Let's start with this gentleman at the gift shop.
Hi there. I'm looking for Soren.
You must be Nancy. I'm Soren, the organizer of the Ancestors Festival. I run the Culture Center here in Skipbrot.
Nice to meet you. Can you help me get onto the ship?
Ah, the Heerlijkheid. Is Elizabeth not manning the gangway?
The gangway's missing, unfortunately.
Oh, dear. Well, that's highly unusual. I'll take care of it straight away for you. Elizabeth is a rose, truly. But she does have thorns.
I definitely did not pronounce it as Heerlijkheid, but hopefully I remember to say it correctly from now on.
What do you think happened to Magnus?
I admit I haven't the faintest idea. That man's mind is a hive of mysteries, an enigma, an impenetrable den.
So you two never really talked?
An understatement. Why, the man hardly spoke 10 words to me the entire time I knew him. I do hope he's all right, though. If he were to turn up, say, less than alive, it would spell bad news for me. I'm already disliked, and it would only show the others how easy it is to make someone disappear.
It's a universal sign of good faith to be that concerned about someone who's presumed dead.
What is this place?
This is my battle station, the place where I endeavor to fight my way through the thickest mysteries of Icelandic history. Here, confusing ancient shipwrecks and obscure writings from millennia past are converted into knowledge and truth. Also, I have swords.
That sounds fun.
So, you're a historian, archaeologist?
A bit of both. I dabble. I spent some years at Harvard pursuing my doctorate in Viking history before returning to Skipbrot for research. I'm one of the only few to ever travel in this town. Everyone here should try it sometime. Really shakes up the old bag of prejudices.
I guess that explains why you don't have much of an accent.
Oh, quite.
Tell me about your research.
Sharp things. Ceremonial sharp things. Wedding spears, funeral spears, new baby celebration daggers, birthday axes, congrats bows. Turns out Vikings have a lot of weapons for every occasion. Nothing says I love you like a new murder tool. Most of these can be found on shipwrecks or near burial sites. Luckily, there are no lack of those in these parts, so I've got plenty of work to do. Old Gudrun over there is my favorite of all. She's a replica, not an original. I use her to knock icicles off the roof.
Goodbye.
Bye now.
All right, very nice. So we can look around. There's a gift shop here that we'll come back to later. If we look up on the wall, we can read a couple of things. Some stuff about the Ancestors Festival that we don't have to worry about since it isn't happening. And then, all right, down here, we do have some information. So there's some ice caves around here. And apparently you can just ride snowmobiles, although you do need gas. We'll have to keep that in mind. And then there's a sign
Only one
here.
signature? Ouch. Well, maybe I should sign.
Petition to stop the desecration of our history. So someone named Gunnar, who we've heard a little bit about already, it's basically saying that Magnus and Dagny are horrible tourists that are ruining the town. And any of this matter? No. All right. Tell you what, let's take a look at everything here, just for fun. 1904, as with much of post-industrial Iceland, Skipbrot became a fishing and trade hub in the early 20th century, and its popularity was only increased by an influx of tourism at the turn of the 21st century. The Ríkar Caverns. It's probably not how you say that either. 1979, these local ice caves are the product of centuries of geothermal heat passing through thick glacier ice. These caverns can be accessed directly from Skipbrot and are open for tours year-round. The Laki eruption in 1783 sketched the depiction of the Laki eruption from a nearby hillside. The drawing survived the ensuing volcanic winter caused by the eruption's ash cloud and sulfuric aerosols blocking the sun. Steinstein was far less lucky. The artist who painted this apparently died as a result of the eruptions. Portraits of Alda and Lawrence. These portraits from the 18th century depict Alda Jöndar, the town's first Sveitarsdorji, or local magistrate, and her husband, the English sea captain, James Lawrence. Let's see if Alda and James come up again. Got some fun weapons here.
I'd hate to be on the chopping end of one of those blades.
This is Gudrun, a replica, and a couple of swords. Over here we have some fun items. So we got a cute little, call it a puzzle, I guess.
Could you finish setting up the knots display? You just need to match the images to the knot they create. I do it myself, but I don't have the time.
Sure,
So,
leave it to me.
this is the first of our puzzles for this game, which there are plenty of. It's actually a remarkably small degree of sleuthing. It's present in the game, but it's not nearly as prominent as you might expect. Compared to puzzles like this that you'll do a great deal of. That's not quite right. Let's put you up there for right now. Nope. Maybe you. All right, let's see. Just try you there. You can go there, maybe there. You can go there, there, there. Let's switch you two and you now.
Perfect. Soren should be happy about this.
And in exchange, we get this little card.
Gunpowder. Looks like someone wrote a note for themselves.
So someone wanted to have some gunpowder apparently involved at the Ancestors Festival. I don't know, we'll have to keep that in mind. And we're just going to leave it there, I guess. And as we continue around the room, we have some various items used on a ship. This, I actually don't think matters at all. I could be wrong, but I'm reasonably certain that none of this really matters, from what I remember. And we have this little ship that you can play with. Turn the lights on. Fire the cannons. And I forgot what this one does. None of this matters either. Oh, that's right. This is the ship out in the harbor, so I guess we can get a visual look of what it looks like. Outside of that, it doesn't really matter much. And then we do have a little puzzle here
I need
that
to match each sail to its name.
also doesn't really matter very much. But we'll find the answer to this in a little bit. And that's it for now. So let's head out, meet some other members of town. We do have a mast here, which we'll come back to. We don't need to talk to Dagny anymore just yet. Actually, you know what? Before we go in there, we're going to go onto the boat. Nothing to search for over here, so let's head up on the boat. Now the gangplank is here, or gangway, or whatever it's called. Let's say hello.
Who let you on board? If you're here for the festival, it's cancelled.
I didn't mean to intrude. I'd just like to have a look around, if that's okay. My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a visitor.
I know you're a tourist. We're a town of 300.
I'm not a tourist. I'm here to investigate. Thanks for setting up that gangway for me, by the way.
The gangway was meant for Soren. I didn't know he planned to let strangers on board. Are you with that snake of a woman?
Let's not tie ourselves too strong to Dagny.
It's complicated.
If you're after just the gold, I want nothing to do with you. Leave.
Wait, I'm not after any treasure. I just want to help find Magnus.
Magnus?
Look, I think we might have gotten off on the wrong foot. Maybe I should start over. My name's Nancy. It's really nice to meet you.
I'm Elizabeth. I run a Misty Skip pub in town. What do you want with Magnus?
Oh, good. So you know him?
That's a question, isn't it? I thought I knew him. Maybe I was wrong.
Were you very close with him then?
No. No, we weren't close. And I want nothing to do with a man.
You weren't close. Okay. I don't remember anyone telling us that anything about these snowmobiles, but we can ask her.
Hey, Elizabeth, may I borrow a snowmobile key?
Depends. Are you going to steal it?
Not this time. I think I'd have trouble fitting it into my carry-on luggage.
Here's the key. We have tourists take them every year. I'm watching you.
Yeah, I thought someone told us that Elizabeth had the keys, but maybe it was just on that sign that I didn't fully read.
Always use the provided seatbelt. Snow looks soft until you land head first.
Excellent.
What do you think happened to Magnus? The current rumor is that he fell overboard.
Do I think he is drowned? Is that what you're asking?
Let's see.
I didn't mean it that way.
I certainly hope so. Some people think he ran off with some old treasure. It may be a coincidence. It may not.
Dagny doesn't think it was a coincidence at all.
So, you've been talking to the others.
Just a bit here and there.
Even if the treasure were real, Magnus wouldn't be able to find it. He's completely oblivious. To the world. To everything. The man lives in a cabin in the mountains. Too lofty to concern himself with human affairs.
Bye-bye.
Bless.
Doesn't seem to necessarily have the greatest opinion of Magnus. It seems like they weren't much friends. Says they really weren't close at all. Ooh, what's this? We'll have to come back. Some little puzzle that we don't seem to be able to do anything with yet. We'll just have to remember that that's on the back of the lion head there. There's also a door here that... Oops. If we try to go in...
Hey! What are you doing?
She will stop us. We can apparently go up to the crow's nest, but I don't see any reason to do that right now. We'll go around the outside of the main cabin. And take a look at the helm here.
This definitely looks like the original helm. Someone made off with some of the decorations, though.
Interesting. We'll have to try and find those. We do have a task list that Nancy sets up. Explore the town, the ship, snoop in Elizabeth's bag. She did have a bag there next to her. I wonder what could be in there. And now we want to find these decorations. If we look in here, see these maps we can't really do anything with just yet. We also have this captain's chair, the kind of new helm, I guess, to play with. Can't do anything else. Something tells me this is not the original way the ship was steered. And a captain's log.
Only Dagny and Magnus have radio keys, apparently.
Here we have information on the masts, and we can actually do something here. We'll use the camera, and we can take a picture so that we can reference this later, which is a big help. And then, so Dagny we see is the last one to take out the radio key, like Nancy just said.
This radio looks new, but the key's missing.
It seems we can't use it yet. Maybe we can check with Dagny about getting the key. But before we do... Oops. Yeah, there's a boat down there that we can...
Looks like this dinghy's in good shape. I wonder who owns it.
I don't know, but... Can we even use it?
The motor's busted. Can't take it anywhere like this.
So we'll have to work on the motor somehow. So let's take a look at that.
Blindly playing mechanic could get me seriously hurt. I need to figure out how to fix it first.
Fair enough. Alright, so let's figure out how to fix that. Let's check out the Misty Skip. So we can look over here. There's a book, Customize Your Gear. Music boxes, a book on music boxes. Tells us about the notes and tines. I think for the time being we'll just hold on to that. We'll read more about it if we ever have a chance to be customizing our gear. We also have a sign here that tells us whether we're at low or high tide. If we go up here, we'll just go to sleep for the night, so we don't want to do that just yet. Let's head down to the Misty Skip, and we'll meet Gunnar.
I'm investigating a recent disappearance. My name's Nancy Drew.
Speak up, girl.
My name's Nancy
Louder!
I said my name's Nancy Drew.
Mind your ship, flag, and temper. Looks like we got a real angry one here. Name's Gunnar, but you can call me Gunnar. The skip is my home.
Oh.
Yeah, so Gunnar's not the easiest guy to talk to, but let's have a little chat.
Did you know Magnus?
Sure did. Never liked him.
Any reason you didn't like him?
He was too tall, too poetic, to cry into your guitar and mourn for the sea. Always quiet, always thinking, too soft, beard too short, coat too long, eyelashes too full.
So I take it you weren't friends.
Gunnar doesn't need friends. Already have two, mug and chair.
Did Magnus ever say anything about the treasure?
I might have.
Don't remember?
No, I have a very good memory. Go away.
Let's try to appeal to his better angels here.
I'm sorry, but he could be in danger. I need your help.
Don't care. Don't want trouble.
Let's ask about... Yeah, we'll ask about the festival.
Did you attend the festival this year?
Yes. Embarrassing.
For you?
Not everyone else. The scrambling around for hidden treasure? Embarrassing. When I was all young, we fought over things like longest fish and shiniest boat. Not gold. Ever since that sword took over the festival running, it's been straight to the bottom with it.
I'll ask about Dagny.
Have you met Dagny?
Who?
She's the woman involved with the Heerlijkheid's restoration. Brown hair, about yay high.
Ah, a tough little mink of a woman. Not bad in my book.
Did you see her the day of the ship crash?
Yeah, she was there, but I paid no attention to the mink.
Are you a sailor?
Are you a sailor?
Was long ago. I gave up the sea for good, and I'll never sail again.
You still look like a sailor to me.
What does a sailor look like?
It's a certain quality. I can't quite place it.
Worn? Broken? Bitter? The sea chewed me up and spat me back out, and I lost everything in her waves. You're too delicate. I bet you'd not last 1 minute against some of the gales I've sailed.
I'm finding that these days I'm surprisingly hard to kill.
Well, we'll see about that, detective, won't we?
Fair enough.
Hate the water. Hate the smell of it, the sound of it, won't ever return.
Yes, we can ask about his fingers. Oh yeah, it seems like he doesn't like sailing too much anymore. At least that's what he says.
So, about your fingers.
My lucky tree?
Is that what you call them?
Sure is. It's a long story. Now, there I was, out in the pitch black of night, with no sign of shore and only my fishing spear. Then suddenly, I saw a shadow. It was a mighty squid, the greatest hunter of them all. Few men have lived to see it and tell the tale. So I pulled out my spear, just a little too fast, mind you.
And that's how you lost your fingers?
Of course not! I threw the spear right overboard and I hauled that fellow into my net. Took all my weight just to keep him from wriggling free, but his strength proved too much for me. He gnashed his giant beak and, well, I was done for.
So the squid took your fingers?
No! Right as I thought I was dead, a massive shark leapt out of the waves and ate the squid. It was the sleeper shark, a solid 6 meters long with 4 rows of teeth. He bit my arm and pulled me under as I gasped for my last breath.
So it was a shark then?
No! I managed to punch him in the nose. You ever fight a shark? You know how to punch him in the nose? He let me go. I swam like a merman and made it back to shore. 3 months later, I was in a wood shop accident. Lopped my fingers clean off.
At least it makes for a great story. Goodbye.
Yeah, very good storytelling by Gunnar there. All right, so this is a sign that says employees only, and we just completely ignore it. So we'll step in here, and there is a can of gas that we can take, which we will do so since we have seen that the snowmobiles do not come with gas, according to that sign. And that's...
I need your help in the pub while I watch the ship. Can you serve customers tonight?
Wouldn't need the help if you'd leave the blasted ship alone for a night.
I need to stay on board. That means you need to pull your weight for once.
I won't leave my chair for no tourist. If they want a drink, they can use the tap themselves. Their hands ain't broken. Can't you leave well enough alone and come back to the skip, girl? The ship isn't going anywhere. It's crashed.
I have something I still need to do. Of course you'd be selfish about helping me. Just like always.
Are you hiding something now, girl? Something you're keeping from old Gunnar?
Ugh! Fine! Sit there in that stupid chair for all I care. There'll be no service at the Misty Skip tonight. Happy now?
Interesting. There's also this little chip up here. Grab that. And it looks like this is actually one of the decorations for the hull that we needed. So hopefully we'll be able to find 9 more and complete the collection. And then we also have a sign here. Gunner, I'm going to be spending all my time on the ship over the festival weekend. As a reminder, here are the rules in my absence. Everything has to be clean, serve people, blah, 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 blah.
I probably shouldn't be back there.
This one with no sign, apparently she's not really going to, which makes not a lot of sense, but that's fine. There's one more thing we can do here right now, which is we can actually earn some money for free by learning, learning a sleight act. We can change the vocabulary list by exiting and entering the game. Doesn't really matter which one we do. I don't really know many of them very well, and I'm far too lazy to really learn them. But if we just do a round, it's a little mashing game. Oh, I have no idea. How about you? You. Fodder seems easy. Yeah, let's put you there. And let's see how we did. Oh, should have left it alone. Sonar, Sun. And Stulka. Hey, look at that. We got him all right. Magician. I don't know. Sure. Let's try that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Not our best work. Alright. Mother's easy. This is definitely daughter. And I think that's Aaron. Cool. Alright, so we just get free money. And we actually want a little more, so I think I'll just pause for a moment and earn a bit of extra cash for a second, so hang on. Okay, that's enough. Very good. So, now, possibly one of the last things that we will do here today is learn a little bit of the story of Skipbrot. So we'll put a little money in here and we'll do 1, 2, and 3.
The year was 1783 when lucky fissures opened and vomited fire and smoke onto the land. Thousands perished immediately into the madness, and the sky grew dark and even foreign lands were covered. We called those times the mist hardships, and in that darkness the people of Skipbrot struggled to survive. One night, a ship came crashing into harbor. It was the Heerlijkheid. Captain Lawrence and his crew were rescued and taken in.
Alright, let's do part 2.
Once ashore, Lawrence explained that he carried with him a mountain of golden treasure. He promised to share it along with his ship's food supplies in exchange for shelter until winter's end. That winter was darker than ever. No stars shone, and soon even the supplies on the Heerlijkheid ran thin. But even in the middle of that hardship, love bloomed. For Lawrence had fallen in love with Alda, the daughter of the town's founding family. Soon, Lawrence and Alda were wed, and soon after that, the marriage bore a baby girl. Eventually, the poisoned water drew away from the shores, and the fish returned to Skipbrot. Thanks to Lawrence, many more people had survived than in neighboring towns. The townspeople wanted to rebuild their home. They needed money, and fast. they needed the treasure Lawrence had promised them.
Let's find out about part 3.
But Lawrence explained that he would need to sail somewhere else in order to retrieve his promised treasure. The townspeople called Lawrence a liar. They accused him of trying to escape with his new wife and child. They grew angrier and angrier. Soon, a fight had broken out. When the dust cleared, the townspeople looked in horror at what they had done. Alve was no longer breathing. The townspeople carried the heavily injured Lawrence into the inn, intending to banish him once he had recovered from his wounds. But he too passed away, leaving only a diary for his young daughter. That daughter eventually grew, married, and bore a daughter of her own, and so on. Today, Elizabeth is the only remaining descendant of the original Captain Lawrence. But the fabled treasure Lawrence spoke of was never found.
Oh, what a sad story.
Certainly learning a lot more
This
about
is so neat. I wish I could play these.
learning a lot about the area. Elizabeth apparently does some singing as well. Some fun instruments. Let's see what this is. Cello, lyre, langspiel, fiedla, gigla, and the harp. All right. Let's see if we have anything new from Gunnar after what we've learned.
Speak up now.
You spend a lot of time in the pub, don't you? Why?
What kind of a question is that? Am I a lonely little man sitting in the pub crying over a tiny plate of pretty biscuits thinking about all the women I've ever lost and writing it all down in some wimpy little notebook? No! Then I would be Magnus. Me. I am a mountain wolf. I roam the wilds and I keep my own company. I am a predator.
Bye-bye.
You're a special guy there, Gunnar. All right, let's stop in with Dagny quickly, see if we can get the key to the radio. Oops. Oh, phone call. Let's see what's going on.
Hello?
Hey, Ned. Are you still on your way?
Hey, Ned. No, I'm already here.
Ned, I think,
How
is
close
Nancy's
are you?
boyfriend, I guess.
Getting closer all the time. I feel like I'm definitely near to a breakthrough.
Oh, cool. I can't wait.
It's hard to get people to talk, though.
Get people to talk?
Yes, I've managed to narrow down that the treasure is related to the ship somehow, but beyond that, I haven't figured out the specifics.
Nancy, what are you talking about? Are you on a case right now?
Well, of course. I'm in Iceland.
Nancy, do you know what today is?
Sunday?
It's our anniversary today. We had reservations for dinner, remember? I called to see if you were on your way to the restaurant, but I guess not.
Oh, no. Ned.
I guess we can at least be apologetic.
Oh, Ned, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot.
Well, yeah, you being in Iceland and all, I figured. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You tend to get a little focused on cases. But, wow, Iceland, of all places.
Again, I think we'll be apologetic. This is not the best way to behave in a relationship.
I owe you a serious apology. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Nan. That's part of why we're celebrating this anniversary in the first place. You're passionate, and that's great, and part of why we're together. I've heard of getting stood up on an anniversary, but nothing quite like this. Just bring me an anniversary souvenir from your trip, okay?
Oh, you're the best, Ned. I'll make it up to you, I promise.
In the meantime, I'll just fill the hole in my heart with football and this pint of cookie Kringle ice cream. There's a game on tonight I really wanted to watch with Bert, so maybe it's cosmic fate. Anyways, if you're in Iceland, it must be a pretty interesting case.
It is. Lost treasure, a missing captain, and a town with a pile of secrets.
Sounds like the usual fare in Nancy world. Remember, you can give me a call anytime you want. Hint, hint, and wait for it. Stay cool.
Oh boy, that was just the worst.
Hey, you stood me up. Pretty sure I get a free pass on puns for eternity. Also, I've been at this restaurant for a while and the waiter's glaring at me. I think I should get out of here.
Bye, Ned. I'll give you a call soon.
Bye.
Wow, Nancy, strong work. What a dick move.
I didn't think it was possible to be this cold.
Can't you go inside?
I keep asking people to fix this broken heater so I can watch over my ship. You know what Gunnar told me? Freeze for all I care. He is the worst human being.
Maybe I can help you out with that heater then.
Do you know how to do machine things?
I've picked up a few things.
I don't care what they say. You're okay, Nancy Drew.
Thanks, Dagny. You're a pal. All right, let's see if we can fix this.
So we're gonna do this middle management style. That is,
Oh,
you do
no.
the work and I supervise. Each of those circuit pieces will attach anywhere on this board, but there are special numbers you've got to watch out for. Covered numbers add together to give that piece a total value. If you can use all 5 pieces to hit all 5 target values, the heater will be fixed.
You know, I'm actually not sure that's how electricity works.
Oh yeah? Okay. Where'd you get your PhD in electricitology again?
All right, so this is a great example of some of the largely nonsensical puzzles that will get thrown your
If
way.
you know this much, why haven't you tried to fix it yet?
Hey, if I had to do all the hard thinking around here, you'd be out of a job.
So, where'd you come from?
The United States?
Hey, me too. Where in the U.S.?
South-ish.
I'd just like to get to know you a little.
I went to school, and then I had a job, and then I was married, and then I wasn't. And now I have another job involving definitely legal treasure hunting activities. That's me.
Are you like this with everyone?
Anyone who isn't paying me. If you want to write me a check, I can tell you a sad backstory and we both can pretend it's real.
Sorry, I left my checkbook at the lodge.
Maybe next time then. I mean, are you an open book with every stranger who crosses your path?
Well, no. I guess I don't like to talk about myself much either.
What's your jam? Witness protection program? Arch nemesis?
None of those. I guess it's that I meet so many interesting people, I just feel ordinary by comparison.
Nah, everyone's normal to themselves. People think my job is all glam and adrenaline, but that all got boring years ago. Now it's just 9 to 5 headache involving lots of diplomacy and occasional gunfire. But you, a gal your age working as a sleuth? All on your own? That's admirable.
Thanks. I guess this is my normal. I'm a pretty lucky girl.
Anyways, it's probably for the best that you stay quiet. Don't talk to strangers, kiddo. It's worked out for me.
All right. Just a bizarre, random conversation that happens in the background there that I wanted to listen to. Otherwise, I probably would have just paused and skipped this puzzle. But we'll finish now.
That was the strangest wiring panel I've ever seen. But I think the heat's on.
Toasty. Feels just like home. By the by, have you been up to Magnus's cabin yet?
He has a cabin? Up in the hills?
Elizabeth keeps a key in her bag. Talk about refusing to let go. But there's no way she'd ever give it to you.
So, I'll need to find a way to get her off that deck.
If I were you, I'd get a little sneaky about it.
Let's finish up this conversation with her, and then I think we'll end the video here.
So, say there is a treasure. What was it doing on the ship in the first place?
Who knows? Who cares? Money's money.
It just seems fishy is all.
It's Iceland. The economy runs on fish.
I'm going to jump ahead and get the keys to the radio as well.
I found a radio on board, but I need a key to turn it on. Can I borrow yours?
Here you go.
All right.
Hey, that was easy. Now, how do I operate the thing?
I don't know. I don't have radio experience. I have business experience.
Figures. Well, thanks anyway.
Let's see what else she can tell us.
I need to know who was present at the time of the festival.
I was there.
Who else did you see?
Only Gunnar. Elizabeth and Soren were thoroughly MIA. Although half of Iceland is probably related to itself, so people kind of look alike. Could have missed something.
And let's see.
So, how long were you working on the ship project?
About 2 years. On and off a bit. Magnus supervised the rebuilds. I provided the cash.
That's a long time to hang around in Iceland. Have you been in Skipbrot all that time?
Ha! No. I think the locals would have offed me by now if that were the case. I don't like to stay in one place for too long.
Why's that?
If you stay in one place, people start to need you and feel things about you and all that icky, weird stuff. I'm not really the having friends type.
I'd like to think you and I are on friendly terms.
What is this? Are we gonna hold hands and sing campfire songs now? Get lost, Drew. Find my gold.
She's special.
What do you think of Gunnar?
In terms of the treasure? He tried to sabotage the festival last year, and the year before that. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a stunt of his.
Goodbye.
Bye now.
All right. So a few things have come together. But like I said, I think we'll end things here. When we come back, we'll finally truly explore the ship. But until then, see ya.